caramel, you will need a half cup of whipping cream or half and half,
4 tablespoons of butter,
a splash of vanilla extract,
and 1 cup of packed brown sugar.
Mix the brown sugar, butter, and heavy whipping cream or half and half in your bowl over medium-low heat. Cook while whisking gently for 5 to 7 minutes until it gets thicker.
And now once it's all combined nicely, add a splash of vanilla extract.
And cook for 1 more minute. Now when your caramel is done, pour it in a greased pan and then cut up your apples. We would recommend a tart firm apple such as Granny Smith, but you can also use any kind of apple you want. Right now we only have Fuji, so that's what we're using. Now once you've cut up your apples, just arrange them however you would like. Today, me and my sister are gonna do a star shape.
After you've finished arranging your apples on the cake pan, let's move on to the dry ingredients in the cake. For the dry ingredients, you'll be needing 1 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour,
1 teaspoon of baking powder,
and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
For the dry ingredients for the cake, add 1 1/3 cups of flour.
So to your flour, add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
Now, to your flour and baking powder, add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, just combine this all. Okay, so we're combining the dry ingredients, and after you've just given it a light toss, we're gonna move on to butter and sugar.
For the butter and sugar mixture, you will need a half cup of butter,
1 cup of granulated sugar,
a splash of vanilla extract,
2 eggs,
and an electric mixer, whisk, or spatula.
In a large bowl, beat 1 cup of granulated sugar and a half cup of butter with an electric mixer on medium speed, scraping bowl occasionally until fluffy. But if you don't have an electric mixer, you can just use a whisk or a spoon. That's fine. We've done this recipe before without an electric mixer.
To beat together the butter and the sugar, you can add in your 2 eggs.
Once you've cracked in your 2 eggs, now you're ready to beat it on low.
Now add a splash of vanilla.
Now fold the mixture, and then we're gonna combine this with our dry ingredients. Now pour in your butter, sugar, eggs, and vanilla extract mixture into your flour mixture, but pour only half of it. And now we will beat this mixture. Now, once you've beat your mixture, now it's time to add the rest of the butter and sugar mixture.
After you add in all of your wet ingredients into the dry ones, now beat it on low until all combined. You should end up with a creamy mixture like this.
Now we are ready to pour this over our apples and our caramel. Remember to scrape the whisk or your electric mixer. We don't want to miss any of this delicious cake mix.
Now let's pour our cake mix into our cake pan.
After you're done spreading the cake mix on the cake pan, it may seem like a little bit, but it does spread. Now put it into your preheated oven at 325 degrees. Now bake for about an hour. You can always check on it earlier. Now, while our cake is baking, let's pour in a ½ cup of whipping cream and pour it in a bowl. And now we will whisk this on medium to low speed.
Now let's whisk up this whipping cream. When it starts to thicken up, add your sugar. Just a little bit, not too much.
Since our mixture has thickened, we will now add in a little bit of sugar.
Now whisk it all together.
You will know when your whipping cream is done when it has soft peaks. You can just flip the bowl over and it should not come out. Now let's put this whipping cream into a sandwich bag to use as like a frosting bag. And now with our cake, we can frost it. After you're done putting the whipping cream into a frosting bag, put it in the freezer for about 15 minutes. This is our finished cake. Since it is an upside down cake, we'll let it cool and then we'll flip it over and add our cooled whipped cream frosting. Now we will flip the cake. Let's see this baby.
And their grandma's helping us out here.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you need help, just don't be afraid to ask your parents.
Or your grandma. Or your guardian.
Oh, woo!
Wow, look at that big.
We're eating bits and pieces over here, and it's so delicious.
Yeah, don't be afraid to take some, guys. This is really good. This recipe is delicious. Now let's get ready to put on the whipping cream. Now we cut a hole into our piping bag that has been cooled in the freezer. And on a slice of cake, we're just gonna put a little dollop of whipping cream. There we go. We are Honey Bear's Hive. Keebler elves might bake in a tree, but honey bears bake in a hive. I know this sounds cheesy, but they do. Thank you guys. This is our caramel apple upside down cake. And, okay, let's just take a bite of this thing. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Just give a dollop of this whipping cream
Can
on there.
I get some too?
Yep.
Just cut that.
This cake is delicious, guys. Warm, creamy, caramel is great. The cake is so moist. It bakes so well when you use it in this recipe. Bye. Okay.